How's it going, guys? I am here at the Kingston booth, and we are talking to David. David's been in several videos with us before, but I'm noticing something very different, very slight and subtle, but still very exciting with the memory you have behind here. Can you tell us what's going on?
Yeah, it's something actually very, very cool. Finally, after like a couple of years of people saying to us, hey, when are you guys going to come out with black PCB on your memory? It's like, I love your HyperX. It goes fast. There's the big capacities. Plug it into my system. I want my system to match. I want everything all black on my system and everything. I just don't like that little bit of green. I mean, we're only talking like 2 centimeters on the side.
Sure.
That's about it, right? But we finally we're finally able to come out with it. So what we're doing here is we're announcing HyperX Black PCB, and it's on 2 of our HyperX lines. HyperX Beast, which is the biggest capacities within the HyperX line, and really fast speeds, and then HyperX Black, which is on the bottom end of the spectrum. That's for like the entry-level user, the entry-level enthusiast. The person that says, hey, I want to increase the performance of my system with the DRAM. I don't have a lot of money to spend, but I'm not going to do any crazy overclocking or benchmarking. So let me get something with a little bit tighter timings, a little bit faster frequency, and let's do it.
Absolutely.
So that's what we have, on the entry-level side, 1333 and 1600 megahertz. Kits of 2 up to 8 gig. And for a lot of people, that's more than enough.
Right.
It's more than enough memory that you'll ever need.
Yeah.
And then on the Beast side, we have we started at about 1600 megahertz, go all the way up to 2400 megahertz.
Right.
And our capacities come in anywhere from 8 gigs modules all the way up to 64 gigabyte kits.
Nice.
So we got everybody covered in between.
Right.
Quad channel, dual channel, you're all covered.
Gotcha. So if you're looking just for like the bare minimum and you just kind of want something that works and you're maybe on a budget, go with the HyperX Black, right? And if you want something a little bit more over the top, you're a little extreme, you like to get fancy with your rig, doing some overclocking, the HyperX Beast is where it's at. Hence the name, right?
That's right.
It's got to live up to its reputation. And I also want to mention, so once you have all the good hardware, obviously, especially the gaming community, performance comes first. And after you get that performance, the next thing you're looking at is aesthetics. You know what I mean? So it's like you guys have taken that next step, like, all right, we've already created the best product available for this component. What can we do to improve that? And you guys have definitely done it with a black PCB, because it's always the finer little details that stick out in the end, right? When the more polished your build is, the more fine-tuned, more detail you're looking at it and saying, what else can we do to improve this? And I think I've seen a lot of really good-looking DIMMs out there that one little green thing, that even though it's a sliver, it's always the little things that add up, and you're like, oh, that could have been a little bit better. So I like how you guys have fine-tuned it, and I especially like that you've actually taken the already existing Beast and actually improved upon it by making the PCB black as well. So now,
well, no, seriously, thank you very much. To me, it's like, if you're a car fan and you're taking care of a car, let's say you're restoring a luxury classic, it's the same kind of thing. You want every single detail, down to the original chrome work, the original grill on the front.
Right.
Same kind of thing with HyperX memory too. It's like, if you're a system builder and you're a fan of HyperX, and thank you, number one. But thank you, number one. But really, it's like you want every single detail to be it.
That's right.
Performance has got to be key, but also looks more and more becoming so important in an overall system build.
Yeah, and you know what? For me, this is a personal experience. I was building a rig, right, and I had some DIMMs, and everything was going great except the PCB was green, and I was like, well, shoot, maybe I need to have my entire rig's color scheme green now because of that one PCB, which I couldn't change.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all about DIY community, do it yourself. The PCB is the one thing that you can't really just go in there and swap it out for a different color.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean? So by making it black, it's a very neutral color. It's very neutral. It matches with a lot of stuff, and it just kind of opens up a whole other level of customizability when you're building a rig.
It's a really beautiful thing to, for us to be able to do.
Absolutely.
Now, if we still have everything else too. We still have HyperX that comes in with the blue heat sinks.
Right.
Silver. This is our 10th anniversary edition. So, you guys know, thanks to you guys on Newegg TV, we released the silver edition back in January of this year.
Right.
So, we have that too. We have silver. We have red even, and we also have green. So it's like if you're looking for memory, your looks are important to your system build. Chances are with HyperX, we got you covered.
Very nice. And I also wanted to point out one last thing, is that with the HyperX Black, I especially like that you guys have managed to maintain a low profile with the heat sinks, so that no matter what kind of CPU cooler tower you're putting on there, it's going to fit. It's going to be compatible, and it just opens up more options for you in the end.
Yeah, exactly. Like the one that I was talking about before, that entry level, it's got that standard height dim. It's about that height.
Yep.
Beast is going to be a little bit higher, but then we're going with a different audience with Beast.
Exactly.
We want a more aggressive, more vicious looking heatsink, and
Right.
and Beast is like perfect for that.
Yeah. And like that's the thing about Beast, like okay, maybe the heat sinks are a little bit taller, right? But okay, so you're doing overclocking if you're gonna get the Beast, you're an overclocker, right? And if you're overclocking your CPU especially, you're probably gonna be using like a liquid cooler. So therefore you're not gonna have this giant heat sink in the way, and you're not even gonna need to utilize any of that space anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like you guys have really thought about every step of the build process, which I really am a fan of.
Well, the funny thing on that 64 gigabyte kit of Beast, that actually ships with 2 HyperX fans that go
Nice.
right over the top. Because
Nice.
you're talking 8
love
modules.
fans. Yeah.
8 modules. So that actually ships with 2 fans, which is kind of funny.
That's awesome.
Because you mentioned cooling.
Right.
And so yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful kit.
Awesome.
I love that.
Excellent, David. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.